How did you catch your significant other cheating on you? Back when MySpace survey quizzes were popular, I was reading one that she posted. A question on the quiz read, who was the last person you kissed, had sex with? The answer was not my name. Got a ridiculously irate phone call one morning from some woman asking why I kept texting her boyfriend, and that I was ruining their family. Her boyfriend was my husband. 11 days ago, he had still been signed into his Gmail on my laptop. When I went to Gmail, it was his email. I found lots of emails to lots of girls about cheating. We've been together 8 years. Married for 1.5. I still feel like I'm in shock and don't know what to do. She wrote it in her diary, and our babysitter snooped, read it, and told me. Her roommate was nice enough to tip me off and tell me to break up with her ASAP. She was going to wait until after her birthday so she could still get a gift. So goddamn manipulative. She was having an argument with a housemate and they shouted at her, with me in the room, "At least I'm not cheating on my fiancé." She moved out less than a week later. I technically didn't catch him cheating, because he came clean about it when he broke up with me. I did, however, find out who he cheated with. He told me it was with his friend Natalie, who I had never heard of before, except for the time maybe days earlier when he told me about his half-black friend Natalie. Okay, at the time I wasn't sure why he shared this detail. This was 10 years ago when we were all fresh out of high school, so I don't remember exactly how the conversation went. Days go by and a coworker asks me if we're still together, because she saw him kissing a girl, and she shares her description as darker skinned. I tell her we broke up, and that's probably the girl he cheated on me with. It's okay. Days go by and my good friend Nora's older brother invites me to hang out. Totally out of the blue. I take him up on it and we go to a park near his parents' house. Lo, we spot Nora's car. We're walking through the park and there's Nora's parents' dog running around off-leash. And there, on a gentle slope, is Nora and my recent ex making out on the grass. Nora and her brother are Egyptian and could easily be described as half-black or darker skinned. He edit. My ex made Natalie up. She called me from a party, completely wasted, to inform me that she had just sucked some guy's in the bathroom. Better than hiding it, I guess. But it certainly wasn't my favorite 3 a.m. phone call. She left her shoes at our place, and they left the condom wrapper on the floor beside the bed. After we broke up, literally 5 hours after we broke up, he updated his Facebook relationship status to engaged to a girl who I thought he was just friends with. She uploaded a photo showing off the ring with the caption, "He finally asked," and I said yes. Oh man, I have a winner. I had surgery on my testicles due to a possible tumor. It wound up being benign. So I'm recovering that evening in bed. My girlfriend, long distance, visited me to take care of me. All is going great. Except for my balls hurting and my wearing of a diaper, but hey, I had just come back from Afghanistan, so life was still pretty sweet. My girlfriend offers to make me some food. Sweet. So she asks me to look up a recipe on my phone. I can't find my phone, so she tosses me hers. Well, let me tell you, in the midst of me looking up a great chicken cordon bleu recipe, a message from my friend Ryan flashes across the top of the screen. I can't make it out, but it looks an awful lot like a I'm like, oh Ryan, what are you giving a hard time to my girlfriend about? So I clicked the message, if only to relay what I presumed was a joke to her. Well, let me tell you, joke was on me. Those two had been going to Bonetown, USA while I was deployed. They talked about me being gone as a sexcation. My girlfriend asks if I found anything good. I'm like, oh hell yeah. Now, I show her the texts. She denies anything happened, which is, well dumb, so me being a man of dignity, kick her out of the apartment and send her on her way to Georgia, wearing adult diapers. I kicked a out of my place. Honestly, I just wish I had found out after I had eaten some cordon bleu. My sister met the girl he had gotten pregnant, and then told me about it. She told me her little cousin, who is mentally handicapped, swallowed something, a battery I think, and was in the hospital in NC and was flying down there. Later she went and took a nap. I was on the computer, clicked on the favorite place link to Gmail and saw a flight confirmation email to NY. I realized it was her account and not mine. I sat at the edge of the bed calm as could be, and as soon as she woke up I asked her what she was doing in NY. She tried to say she didn't know what I was talking about, but I told her I saw the email. She then said she was going to visit some friends. And I was like, oh, is that why you made up this big lie about your cousin? Phone dinged. I checked it. Same phones, no case, both charging next to each other. The text said I miss you too and was from a girl he was dating when we were separated. Fast forward a few months to when he deploys. Check his email because at this point I know something is up. Find emails. So I contact the mistress. She was very transparent with me and told me that basically they were dating before he even met me, which means he courted me, asked me to marry him, married me, then we had a child together all while he was still seeing her. We separate for a year. He dates her exclusively. We get back together, and he maintains a relationship with her. All of this without me knowing. I found this all out while I was a month away from birthing his second child and he's getting shot at in Afghanistan. We decide to work through it, but I never could get over the fact that he cheated on me for 4 years and had no problem hiding it from me, and only came clean because I found out. As in, he had no intention of coming clean. When he returned home he confessed to many other times with other people. Thank God I never got an STD. After 3 subsequent years of him refusing to go to counseling so that we can actually deal with it, he tells me he wants a divorce. A month before we are supposed to PCS to Alaska, moved back home with the kids, filed for divorce, and life is amazingly better now. That guy. Though I am appreciative that he loves our kids. 1. We shared a family plan for phone service that I was the administrator of. Weird stuff has been happening, so I did a little research. Saw he was texting and calling the same number a lot, so I asked phone carrier for transcripts and saw all the dirty stuff he had been texting to the other girl. 2. Friend sent me a screenshot of my then BF from Tinder. I check his phone and he didn't have the app. So I downloaded Tinder onto his phone to find out he had an active account and was actively engaged in messaging and meeting up with girls, and he had just been deleting the app from his phone when he was hanging out with me. I thought it was fairly obvious when she let her best guy friend stay at her house every weekend. I called it quits when I drove up and she was washing his car for him while wearing a bikini. I called her at work and their receptionist asked, is this her boyfriend? Dave, no, it's her fiancé. John, I'd had suspicions for a few months before that, but this was the clincher. My cousin showed me a picture of her blowing the male stripper at her bachelorette party. He was in the basement of the house we had just bought together having phone sex with her, not realizing that the sound would travel through the vents. It sucked at the time, but in hindsight he did me a huge favor. My girlfriend started working with and talking about this girl, and inviting the girl and her GF to go to dinner with us. We went on a double date with this couple a few times over the course of 3 weeks, and I noticed every time we were all 4 out, my girlfriend would drink much more heavily than usual. We were having him over for dinner one Sunday but had an adult sports game before, which usually involved light drinking, and she was acting super weird about making sure we were home on time and had dinner ready, etc. That night, after they left, she passed out on the couch next to me. Her Apple Watch buzzed and I glanced over and saw a selfie of this girl, which was enough to get me to look at her phone, for the first time ever, where I find texts with sexting and details about their hookup. I took screenshots of all of it and sent it to my phone. I got dressed, texted a friend, packed a backpack, and woke her up by throwing her phone, with those messages open, at her and walking out the door. She groggily sorted it all out and attempted to contact me all night and eventually texted the other girl's GF those screenshots, which I thought was pretty sort of an if I'm going down, you're going down with me. My first GF, I lost my virginity to bang some dude from high school that allowed her to wear his Letterman jacket home since it was cold. He came to her house to get it back and said it just felt right. All while I was at work. Worst part was she told me on AIM when I got home. He has a long-time friend of his, who happened to be female, who was staying the night. She was sleeping in the basement bedroom and we were upstairs. Well, he slipped out of bed in the middle of the night and woke me up. When he noticed, he told me he had to go to the bathroom. I guess I already had my suspicions, because I lay there and listened to him walk down the hall, then past the bathroom, and down the stairs. So, I followed, and caught him in the basement getting ready to f*** her. Oh, I was not a happy puppy, was stupid and tried to salvage our engagement. But I wasn't fun anymore and he left. Ex worked a night shift and I worked day shift, so I'd wait for her to come home so kids wouldn't be sleeping alone, and one night she just didn't show up. Pulled up find my iPhone to find out she's at her house. She came home a little later after texting, calling her constantly with some extra news saying he got her pregnant. What a wonderful day.